So happy that it's Sunday and I'm babysitting some dogs, which is awesome. And I'm just going to move my chair down a little bit because I have one of those chairs that moves around. And I'm just going to test my sound, which is awesome. All right. And I'm just going to. Excellent. Okay. My sound is on. We're here. And we're going to do some drawing. So let's finish this. So where we left off yesterday, if you want to watch part 1, it is, for the moment, it is available on my live tab. So I did this picture. It's super cute, if I do say so myself. Let me show you. It's part of my little Hawaii series, and my little favorite things in Hawaii. Best shave ice in Maui. So I did there's another live stream where I did the marker drawing, and this is in a Ohuhu water-based markers, the Poupe set. Sorry, not poo-poo, like poo-poo platter. It's called Poupe set. They're really nice markers. Anyway, that's beside the point because we're not using markers today, but this is just a cute little drawing I did of the best shave ice in Maui. And we have a few we have Peace, Love, Shave Ice, Gus the Bus, and A Sweet Spot by Blink Bang. And I just decided to ink it. So I started inking this yesterday for a secret project that I did mention on yesterday's live stream, but I'm not going to mention it again because that is kind of breaking my rule of like not sharing stuff until I'm, ready to share stuff. So, okay. I don't think I've had enough coffee, but would you like to have a sip of coffee with me? There's my coffee. I'm gonna have a sip. Thank you so much for being here today. I was thinking this morning about how grateful I am for you and for doing these live streams, for starting it, for starting doing this every day. I do live streams twice. Okay, my lips aren't working yet. It's still early. How grateful I am to do these 2 times a day, and I love sharing with you guys and talking through decisions. And I'm just excited that I started doing this, and it's really changed my mornings. It's changed my day, like it's changed my days now because I am planning, I am, doing all that. Okay. So this is my little hand rest because I'm a lefty. And where we left it yesterday was, okay, on this original, and kind of a thing because you want to add in some little decorative elements because that is a large part of the artwork. But if you look at this one, you will see we need to mix it up a little bit, right? We got a shave ice. This is now a shave ice on the actual ink. We have shave ice down here. Gus the Bus is a super cute little VW bus. He doesn't have any shave ice on him. It's okay. I'm just trying to look for balance. I always look for balance in the composition in some way because there's always asymmetrical stuff going on because I don't sit there with a ruler and decide what goes where. But I'm looking for balance in elements, in line, in everything, right? In like palm tree. Like I don't want to have 2 palm trees on the same side. I don't know why it's there because I drew that before I drew that one. And okay. And so when I first started inking this, I loved the shape of Peace, Love, Shave Ice. Like when I first did it, I thought, oh, this looks like a shave ice. The shape of it, right? But I didn't draw a shave ice in it. So, I mean, I didn't actually make it into like an actual, like here we have this looks like a little cup. And then this looks like just the shave ice. And I didn't do that. So I did that for the ink. And I also had some down here. And now I'm feeling like, and then I had another one. Where's the other one? Oh my gosh, sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, so I had another one up here. And now I'm like, okay, well that's like a lot of shave ice. Like I don't need that much shave ice. Maybe like put one someplace else. Like maybe I could put one on Gus the Bus's head or something. I don't know. But so yeah, so I have some stuff that I need to work out. So I broke out my pencil yesterday and I started doing some sketching and thinking, okay, what is this gonna be? How is this gonna go? I'm just gonna do a little Gus the Bus drawings while I do this. Yeah, so that's where we are right now. We are, what am I doing with this? So I'm gonna bring you in a little closer and I'm gonna do that. And we can just go for it. Hold on, I'm just gonna fix my light a little. Give us a little bit more light if I can. And there, that's gonna help, I don't know, but do our best. We do our best over here. Yeah, so live streaming, should I make a video? Live streaming changed my life. I think I need to wait a little bit because it's only been 3 weeks. And for some reason, 3 weeks to me is like a big deal. It's not a month. I know it's not a month, but to me it's a big deal. And I think it's because I've always heard it takes 21 days to change a habit. That's what they say, right? That's what I've heard. I mean, maybe it's different these days. I don't know, but I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself for doing it, and I'm thanking you for tuning in, and I just appreciate that this is possible, and that I've stuck with it, and that you're showing up for me, and I know I only have like a few viewers a day or whatever, or it depends on the day, but I have faith, I really have faith in this. So I have faith in the process, just like when I'm doing art. I have faith. You got to trust in the process and know that, there's stuff happening that will become clearer. You know what I mean? So we'll see where this goes, I know it's for sure helping me to um, create more videos on my channel already. And it's also, I have tons of class ideas that I need to narrow down and start executing on. And I have some other ideas too. So, yeah, it's great. It's really, and it's also gotten me up really early in the morning now. So I'm getting up super early in the morning, which is awesome. And I'm sleep deprived, which is fine. And, I can take a day off every now and then if I want to. I really haven't wanted to, honestly. This is such like enjoyable, important time for me to explore and to connect with you and to just like talk through my process. And also back to the drawing. I'm doing the bottom here, and do you see how I am avoiding up there? Because I am in avoidance mode at the moment, or I'm like trying to finish the bottom maybe also. I still don't know what's going on up here, and I'm looking for balance. I need some balance. I'm also wondering if I should just stick with my Sharpie brush pen, which I am in love with, for this entire piece, or bring in another little support. And I probably should bring in another little support because I have the support. I have other ones that can compliment this one, but this is a really fun pen and I'm loving it. So I think I will do a little bit down here. I gotta get going on my tackling of this though, because I'm kind of futzing around down here and I need to work on the big picture. So I need to stand up, which I'm going to do in a second when I'm done with what I'm doing right now. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to look at the big picture. And if you want to hear a good rant um, about why I'm inking this analog instead of on my Procreate on my iPad, which I also love. I'm taking a sip of my coffee. Just a second. Certainly feel free to check out yesterday's live, which is it's still up now and not now. Stay here. Stay here. No, yesterday's live, I talked all about why I'm inking this analog. Like why analog is important as opposed to the fabulous thing that is Procreate and iPad. I love, but okay, we're going in. So you see this is a little bit super here, I'm gonna bump you up a little bit. This is super like it's not, see how it's not like a sketch, right? Like sometimes I just do things like the drawing underneath is good to sketch from or good to do my ink from, but that's kind of sketchy as it is because it's pretty open-ended. Like it gives you a lot of room to play around. And notice when I changed gears on this picture, on the composition, when I changed things around, like I removed the shaved ice from here and I put a surfer there instead, and I made the water more large, and then I added some flowers and this and that. Everything's like really open-ended. Like I'm not planning. That takes a lot of the fun out of it for me, honestly. Like I like the element of surprise. I like what's going to happen in the moment type of stuff. So that is what we're doing. So I have to just angle myself a little bit. I'm going to do this. Drawing waves like this is a total throwback to my youth too, because when I was a kid and I discovered or created or whatever this method for like drawing a wave, it was just like the funnest thing I had ever done in my life. And I just wanted to draw them all the time. Little waves like this, like, and then that spout out of the water. It's just, we all have our little methods for doing things. So I think I decided that I was going to turn this into some water instead of sand. Wouldn't it be cute to see a little dolphin? I didn't do that. I think we're getting a little too... Right now, I just want to get a handle on... I want to get a handle on completing the task. You know what I mean? And doing a nice job at it, because it's a little wacky to be diving into the ink without having, a better sense of like what, where am I going to put a shave ice somewhere else? I think I should. How about like up here? Should we do like a little cup right here? And then we can put a cute little face on them. Let's do a little happy face like that. And then like that. And then a little spoon sticking out. How about sometimes they have like some delicious, some sort of delicious syrup on top. Look at, oh my gosh, he's so cute. Okay, yeah, that's cute. Look at how cute. Here, I'll show you. up. I promise you to continually, and I know you can't see that and I apologize. I promise you that I will continually, that I will be continually improving my setup. I promise, because it's important, and I'm working on it. I'm always trying to work on it, even, you know, no matter what. I have some limitations. I have some things that I'm lucky to have that, you know, I have limitations in space because I have two studios, but they're both, they're like, one is in my basement and one is upstairs. And I love it. It is small. It's okay because I'm actually a person that is very conditioned to small spaces, and I've always liked small spaces. So as much as it's like, it would be nice to have more room, I am very well versed with small, and it's kind of, small spaces is kind of my speed. So, and sometimes I feel like I would like to paint really large, but I don't have the space to do that. And I, ooh, I need a thinner pen. Ugh, what am I gonna do? All right, let's see what we got. Let us see what we have here. Okay, I'm gonna look at this. It's a brush pen. That's a Sakura brush. I know I have a Micron in here somewhere. Another one of that. And then what's this one? That's a 0.8. I think that's too thick. Do I have a teeny tiny brush? Oh, let's try this little skinny little pen. It's kind of, oh, I have a couple. I have a couple of other ones. This, and this. I don't like this one. No, Copic multi-liner, not a fan. Okay, let's try with this one. And I apologize because you're not going to be able to see this really. So I'll try and make it quick, okay? Try to make it snappy for you because I know you can't see it. All right, that's the best I'm going to do right now, I think. No, maybe not. Let me add a little more. Okay, that's good. Excellent. All right, we fixed it. We fixed it with the little pen. Good job. Excellent. All right, we're going to go in. We're going to go with our little spoon. And we're going to do some of this. There we go. Wouldn't he look cute with a little hat? Oh, maybe we should give him like a little flower. That would be cute. Let's do a little flower right here. There we go. Very sweet. All right. And this is why it's really fun to ink live, but it's also a little challenging, right? Because the obvious, because it's very little, right? You got to get real in there close. And I have to just bump my camera in there close. Okay, I'm going to move this paper a little bit. I'm going to just bump it a little bit over because now that I covered up half of my tea, these are just the things that you do when you don't do a complete, when you're working sort of, you know, a little bit, doing your own thing. Doing your own thing. I'm making a little more room here and there for this guy. And then we'll do that. That's good. best. Okay, yeah, let's do that. I just don't want to. A little something for my hand to rest on. This works. My stamp is big enough. I'm gonna just go in and start doing this because, you know, no time to waste, right? Oh! Oh my goodness, you can't even see. What's that? A little better? A little better? Even more little better? Okay, hold on, let's see. I'm a lefty, so. And if you have watched my lives at all, and I say that all the time, I do apologize for sounding like a broken record. It's just a constant, it's a constant management thing because I constantly need to not cover my work with my hand, and I just have to always be aware because, you know, it's frustrating to watch a live stream and not be able to see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So that's the deal. That's why I keep mentioning it. Because people need to know why I'm doing certain things. And that's kind of what my live streams are sometimes about, is the whole process talk and why you do things a certain way and what you're thinking when you're doing it. Because I think it's good to hear how other people think about things like that when you're making your art. It's good to hear the questions because I think it can help people who are learning, you know, or who just want to hear somebody talking about art and some of these more finer points, you know. Like the stuff that you don't really hear about, you know. Maybe. You know, when you're seeing something being speed drawn or something on, you know, reels or on shorts or something, you're like, oh, that's pretty. But that went by in 2 seconds, which I totally get. Those are fun to watch. But if you want to go a little deeper, here I am. I want to go a little deeper. I want to hear about why people do certain things and how to solve a problem. How there's always like 20 different ways at least to solve a problem. So just keep that in mind. You can always find a way that's going to make sense for you. Okay. So see how I was doing the little dabby dabs? It's cool because it looks like an old printing press kind of, right? I love that. But I also, that's cool because it allows you to use a pen like this to do in a way, it gives you a way, right? Because there's 20 million different ways to do something. It gives you a way to use a pen like this to do coffee, to do, you know, thinner lines, or to create the illusion of thinner lines, okay? Or to just be readable, smaller, right? So this is a nice little method that you know, I can use and you can use to allow you to add more detail if you're using a pen like this, which is great, and you can get all kinds of little lines. But you know, the more you use a pen, like a pen, you know, that little tip is going to unsharpen at some point. And I've been using this for a couple days. I bought it, I think, on Friday, but I've been inking like a bit, you know? So I have noticed a tiny bit, not so much, but not a huge amount, but it is a little bit less, you know, it's a little bit less fine. Like it's spread a little bit. Okay. So what I'm doing here is I'm just moving my paper a little bit because I want to get shaven without an overlap situation. So I need to stand and do this. Okay, so it doesn't always have to be this complicated. If you are somebody who's following, if you're following your sketch, then you don't need to do what I'm doing, which is, hey, let's move things around, and that's what I'm doing. My main thing is I have to make sure that things are like straight, because I don't want this page to get all wonky and weird. I don't want it to. Here, I'm going to show you what we're going to draw in a second. Okay, so best shave ice, and I'm going to do shave now. No, you know what I should do? Let's do ice and in Maui, because I'm a lefty. I don't want to have a bunch of ink smudges. So I'm going to do, I have an option here. I redrew Maui a little bit here, and I used some palm trees, and then I used a palm tree for the eye, and then I thought, this might be too many palm trees going here. So this was my confusion, and I did not remedy this issue before. I did not clarify what I'm doing. So let's do that now. Actually, I have a great idea. Let's do this. If I can find it. Where is my... Let's look at a Hawaii book just to get a little bit of juice for if I want to just... Okay, these are cute. That's cute. This book doesn't have any surfing or anything, but it's Hawaii trees and shrubs. We could put a ohia. This is an ohia lahua. It's a very popular native and very common. It's beautiful. Like if you see this thing in real life, it grows in lava and it's amazing. I think maybe I'll put one in here. But let me just pencil out real quick what I'm doing, because I'm just going to confuse myself and make a mess if I don't. Let's do some ocean back there. Okay, so we have right now. I'm going to do a little tail on it because I like to do that. And then do a little curve. That's fun. Okay, and then for ice, let's do like an icy looking ICE, okay? Just because I'm just feeling it right now. Just feeling kind of wacky with this. I'm going to just put my eyes on the chat for a second in case anybody's chatting. And no, yeah, okay. I have my computer over there, laptop, so I can keep an eye on that. The worst thing is when somebody chats and then they're like, okay, bye. Because I'm not there to answer, and I'm like, oh, sorry. Right, so I'm just trying to get the general sense of what I'm doing. Look at the angle. And then, okay, so this looks like, and let's do some little like icy twinkles, maybe. And then while I'm here, I'm also gonna just reiterate how I'm gonna do the little surfer man or lady. Gonna be surfing. Head. No. Surfboard here. Okay. Water. I really got to make sure that this is okay. And now we're going to do shave. A little bit bigger. A little bit bigger than it was. Okay. And then we'll do like that. So now I'm totally just trying to really clarify for myself what I'm doing and what I'm putting where, right? No sudden movements, no surprises. I have a palm tree here. We can deal with down here. I'm gonna think about down here because oh, I know. I have an idea. Yeah. Okay. Zoning out, zoning out, zoning out. Okay. I'm gonna do down here. I'm gonna do a little volcano because that is very much an ode to Hawaii with some beautiful flowers. The flowers can stay. We're gonna get that. We're gonna not put a, we're not gonna put the palm tree there. We're gonna just have a volcano with just some little smokes. That's cute. All right, that'll work. We could even put a face on that, but now we're putting faces on everything, and I don't think I need to do that. I didn't put a face on these guys down here, so you know, we don't want to have, you know, faces that, you know, if everything has a face, great, but I don't want to confuse things. I'm gonna have a sip of my coffee now. Gulp. Okay. All right, let's zoom back in a little bit. Actually, I want you to see the whole composition right now because we're talking about it. So, all right, so we have, where are we? 3 to 3. Okay, best shave ice, and I have to put in. So I'm gonna do that to you right here. Let's give ourselves a little leverage here. Okay, that's good. This shave ice, and then why don't we do this? I'll keep the eye in Maui and as an actual eye, and I'm not going to mess with that. And then I'm going to do like a palm tree here, like original, like it was originally. And that'll be good. Okay. Okay. I know I keep saying okay. I hope it's not annoying. I hope I'm not annoying you. I know you can just, you know, it's probably pretty easy for you because you can just click away if I'm annoying you. So I hope you don't, but you know what I'm saying. Okay. All right, let's go in because, you know, I could sit here all day. I could sit here all day and do what I'm doing here. Let's just go in. Let's just go in. Okay, so you know what I like about palm trees? I like how they're bumpy, like on the side, like that. And then you can take your pen and use the side of it and do like that. And then you have instant bark, which is cool. Let's zoom you in. Okay. Let's do instant bark. Oh, and then it's cool to do like just a little dabby on the side, and then you have a little extra bark. See? You can do different types of bark. It's fun to experiment with these types of pens. You know, like a brush pen that is not, especially for my friends in the, for my viewing friends who are, maybe you like a lot of detail, and maybe it's to your detriment at sometimes, like it like it can be for me. It's a good exercise to use a brush pen, because brush pens, like, you can get a lot of detail. Here, let me show you. Let me close this one. Let's grab another one real quick. Let's grab this one. This is a Pentel. This is a Pentel brush pen. And look at how much bigger this is. Now this is an actual brush. It's not a felt tip brush. Oh, I'll tell you in a minute. I don't want to. So look at sorry, you hear me talking to myself? That's right. See, you can get that this brush is like twice the size, if not more, is the other one. And look at how fine that one is. Look at that. You can get really fine, you know. But you can also loosen up and do more loose painterly strokes. So you can do, it's a good like kind of therapy thing to do. To if you need to like detach from like too much detail, you know, as like a self-care thing, use a brush pen. They're great. So I want to show you, you just saw the little marks I made with my brush pen. Sorry about that. On there. And now this is a brush, an actual brush pen. I mean, what I mean is it's not felt. And now look at this one. This is a teeny tiny little one. And that's a felt tip one. So with these, you can get a very large amount. If you just use with, you know, a gentle hand, you can get a lot of, you can get a fine line with them if you want, but you can also, they're not, you know, wired for that all the time. So there's a lot, you can do a lot with a pen like this. Okay, so what I was saying before when I got sidetracked by my thoughts was with a palm tree, and it's not always true in nature, but one little tip I like to do is to just make sure that you're when you're doing the palm fronds going down, like that's going to give you, see how mine are a little bit all over the place. Like you kind of want to have them going in a direction, like think of the wind. So when you're drawing them, that helps you to make it look a little more with nature, you know, like to kind of give it that vibe. Just think about, I didn't do it here really. So this is just kind of like a little wonky little palm tree. But if you think about, you know, where the wind is blowing, and look at some pictures, so you can say, oh, you know, like, look, you can really tell the wind's blowing this way. And even if like some of the fronds are going in different directions and whatever, you can see, you know, where's the weight of the frond versus where, like which way the frond is leaning and which way, like what its anatomy is on the tree versus where the wind's blowing. So you can see, you know, even if it's going in different directions, I'm going to have a sip of my coffee. Even if the fronds are going in different, like not in the direction of the wind, you're able to kind of feel like, oh, the weight of where it is situated on the tree and all that jazz. Am I making sense? I hope I'm making sense. I'm just going to continue with this one for some reason. I don't know, this pen. I was using only the Sharpie. And then what did I just go in with something? I used a tiny bit of the Le Pen. And then let's go back to the Sharpie. I find this is really nice. This is like my new little fun pen that I love. I'm super happy with this pen. This is a Sharpie brush pen. and I'm very happy about it. I just got it like 2 days ago, and I'm super happy about it. I only bought one. Um, I wanted to see if I liked it. I have like reserved. I like Sharpie. I do. I love Sharpie products. I've used them my whole life, as we all have. But they're not perfect. I've had some issues with some Sharpie products, so I didn't want to get too many Sharpie products that I haven't like. I didn't want to buy more than one of these if I wasn't like fully on board with it. I always like to have backups. So I'm one of those. Yes. I buy several of the same thing because I don't like to be caught off guard, especially like, well, maybe not especially clothes too, but art supplies. I do that with all the time because I have so many Staedtler white erasers because it's my favorite eraser. I have tons of my favorites going on, like in multiple. I have so many of those white. I don't even use these anymore, or at least I haven't used them in a while. But here, I'm gonna show you. And we're not even doing this today, but these. It's the Uniball Signo medium point, I believe. I got a ton of those. I really should just go through and retire things, like move them out. I actually have a box. It's called Dead Pens, and that's where all my dead pens go. But now it's super full, and I need to do something with it. And pens are just like not really recyclable, so it's a problem because I don't want to add more to the landfill. There used to be this guy. Well, I'm sure he's still. I think he still exists. His name is. I think he had a website, the Pen Guy, and he would take your dead pens. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm totally doing that. But by the time I was ready, there was a sign on his website that said he's no longer accepting pen donations. And I was like, oh, okay. I know there's like recycling things you can do. Like there's bags you can buy for pens and stuff. I'm probably going to do that, or boxes. What am I doing with this N? Okay. All right. I'm going to keep moving here. What is going on here? This is kind of I'm feeling a little bit hot mess right now. Because I at least like to have my sketch down before I break out the ink. And I switched gears totally yesterday. I was just like, okay, there's too many shave ices in this picture, or like maybe not too many, but they're just they're not balanced for me. So it's giving me, an eye twitch type of thing. So then I switched gears, and this palm tree's bugging me. So these are the things. These are the things that drive us nuts. Okay, what am I doing here? Let's move back. Let's look at the bigger picture here. Look, get you a little flatter. Okay, now this is what we got. I have to do balancing right now and balancing my lines. And I gotta do the M. I'm really freewheeling it right now, I think, here with this one. But it's cool. It's cool. I think it would be fun to do a stream and just like totally go off script, like in terms of not having, well, actually I do that all the time. I don't usually work from a sketch but unless I'm doing the sketch on the live stream. So I don't know what I'm talking about. But just to like not have anything in mind and just be like, hey, what should I draw? What should I draw today? You know? Okay, see this? This is lefty issues. Okay, let's give this guy some sparkle. And then I'm going to draw the word shave. And what I can do, I'm not going to do on this live stream because I'm just using ink today and this has to dry well before I go into it with anything else. But if I was to use this for a black and white image reproduction, which is what I plan to do with this, and if I look at this later and I'm thinking, okay, the black ink is not balanced for me because Maui has too much black ink on it and, you know, whatever else, okay? Like what if there was lines that I didn't like or something? Um, I do think that we do have to practice the let go stuff and not get super caught up in things and also embrace, this is an aside to what I'm going to say in a minute. But we also have to remember that like because everything is so AI and like so mishmash of like existing whatever, what you do is going to be original and beautiful and imperfectly perfect. You know what I mean? So it's important to remember that when you're doing something and you're like, you know, giving yourself a little bit of a hard time or something, or, you know, like say you're judging yourself on something that you did. It's like, dude, you're not a machine and like embrace that. Okay. Embrace that you're not um, AI. Okay. Because you offer something that, you know, can't be replicated. Uh-oh, here we go. Let's do a little hand. That's cool. This person has a big hand. And little head. They're on the surfboard. So yeah, so next time you're doing what I do here, no, I'm just kidding. No judging myself. No judging. I'm just trying to get my balance going here. Next time you do that, just first of all, remember that. But if you, like me, are like, okay, I'm looking at my composition and I see that, say this was to be like a coloring or creativity page, right? Where you could do different mixed media on it or whatever, and you're just working from the lines. Say there's too much black ink. Go in with some white after, way after. Don't do it right away because you got to make sure it's dry. Got to make sure it's dry. I would even wait a day just because I'm trying to look for my ink. I want to show you. I want to share this with you. Is it handy? It is called Zig Kuretake 30. It's 30 ink. It's cartoonist's ink. It's white. It comes thick. It's in a little jar. I have it right around here. It's right in front of my face and I'm not seeing it. So I'm going to continue with this artwork while I talk about it. I have a video coming up. I think I'm actually releasing it tomorrow on this ink, and I used it to clean up a piece of art that I did a couple weeks ago. I did a map of Maui. You can, for now, you can view it on my live streams if you want to. There's a part 1 and a part 2. And it's just a hand lettered with brush pen map of Maui. I'll show it to you actually. I have it right here. But if you want to see, how I did this, you can check it out. There's watercolor. Anyway, so see that? So there was some things that I did that I wanted to just, because I'm a lefty I get the lefty problems, right? So when I was doing that, there was a few little issues with smudges, and I used the ink to gently cover the smudges. And then you can also use it to, I'm switching pens. You can also use it to add, your space that you want. Add back your negative space if you're like, oh, I didn't want to do that. That's not working out the way I wanted it, or it's unbalanced, right? Because balance is always my thing. So, striving. Do you see how this pen? It's like with the same. After you use these types of pens, right? A brush pen, a felt tip brush pen. Inevitably, they're going to get to, if you use them, you use them more and more. That little teeny little tip is going to eventually spread, and you're not going to get the thinner line that you want. And it's easier to hold on to that line if you're using an actual brush pen. Like this is a brush. It's not a felt. And I love both pens, but for different, uses, or not for different uses. I can use them for the same thing, but for different, it's nice to have, it's nice to have, um, it's nice to have variety. And then, you learn like different things about each pen that you like, that resonate with you, and that you can feel like you can accomplish certain things with certain pens. And then you learn with certain pens like things that are annoying about certain pens. So for these pens, this brush pen, I love them, obviously, but you do get this weird little tail, and it's all in like your angle that you start your line with, and like how you're holding it. They don't make good little dots. They make marks, which is fine, but they don't really make a dot. They make like a little, it just depends on the angle that you're holding it at, and those are very sensitive to that. This is less so, but your tip is gonna do the spread. So what other pens am I grabbing? I'm gonna grab this one. This is a Pentel Sign Pen, and this is just dependable for just a line. It's just a hard felt tip pen. Oh, I want to show you this one too. I just got. This is a Pentel Stylo. I've been using these pens for a few days on my lives, so if you want to, if you have any interest in exploring them further, seeing what they can do in real time, definitely check out my lives for more of that. I'm just going to do little highlights here. Okay, almost done. Gotta finish this. Okay. So I'm going to just do over here, I'm going to do some wild grass and some little dots. I really like to do little flourishes like that. So that's kind of what I'm doing. And then best shave ice. Okay, I got to do shave. So I'm going to use, my, where is it? No, Sharpie. I'm going to use the Sharpie for this. And I'm going to go a little bigger. I'm going to zoom you a little bit so you can actually see what I'm doing a little better. There. Let's do a See how I went back and forth there, which isn't always, you know, the best thing to do for your line. You can't really do that with a actual brush pen, like with brush. You can do it with felt though. So that's just a little example of what I was talking about. Make that all thicker. Okay. That's good. All right, let's do the palm tree now. Let's get this palm tree going. Let's go palm tree. Let's do like that. Swaying in the breeze. I like how when you do these side marks, it acts as both the fronds as well as the, what do we call this? The stem. It's like a twofer. There we go. All right. Now we're going to do the rest of our little, and this guy, this trunk is not going to have the side things, but do that. Add some more there. And move you back. Let's take a look. Oh, you know what we're going to do? Let's put this little, let's scooch back here like that. I'm going to turn you a little bit like that. Okay, good. Let's do the cloud right here. Maybe. Let's do that. Oh, wait, I had a little sun. Little sun. That's good. Okay, we're almost done. We're getting there. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Yes. Okay, so let me tell you a secret. My lives are called 60-minute lives, and I go over sometimes. But really, where are we? 59:08. Okay, yeah, today we're going to go over a little bit. But that's okay, because we're not going to go over by much. We're almost done with this. Let's do a little flourish in there. See, I like to activate lots of space. I like to make little dots work for me, right? Little dots work. Little dots make things better. See, look at that. All right, let's do a little bit just like that. That, they add a little dimension. Give you that little extra. Okay, let's go. Okay, we're at 11 o'clock my time now. Now we have this. We have a little bit left to do. We're going to do the bottom. I think we're looking pretty good. I'm going to add a little bit more over here just to balance out, because we have our cute little Gus the Bus. Let's just add some more little flourishes here. And let's add a little more shadow under Gus the Bus. Do you sense a pattern here if you were here yesterday? Do you see how I start out light and then I start adding in like stuff? I'm going to go in with the, this is a Tombow Fudenosuke. Fudenosuke. This is very similar to the other pen I was using, which is the Pentel. What is going on out there? This is very similar to the Pentel Stylo and the Pentel Tradio, which is the refillable version of the Stylo. In the way, like just the actual makeup of the pen. So this is letting me do lines that are they can be uniform, because more so than a brush pen is what I'm trying to say. This is kind of a little bit calligraphy-ish. Let me show you. Let me show you. So we got, you can do that. 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 There's a soft tip and a hard tip. This is the soft tip. I don't think I have the hard tip one right here, so I'm not going to be able to show you that one right now. But hey, I mean, I got plenty of other videos where I'm using these, so you can just check it out. Look for pen videos. Okay, we're gonna finish this bottom now, and I'm struggling. Should I put this? I should have brought this out earlier. Why did I bring this out earlier? I feel like I want to put a I'm trying to make this more of a little cup. I feel like I should do a spoon. Should I do a spoon? I can't decide. You know what I should do though? Oh my gosh. I should add, oh my God, wouldn't it be cool if I did like drippies on Peace, Love, Shave, Ice? Like that. And that. That's fun. I'm only angling you like this because lefty problems. And if I do this, you're not going to be able to see the ink work. So I don't want to, disappoint you. I don't want to make this a very disappointing live and be like, watch me draw this, but you really can't see me draw this because my hand's in the way. Let's do sprinkles on this one. Let's do some little sprinkles. Oh, see? Just like that. Just like, oops, my hand's in the way, sorry. That's no good. It does happen though, I have to say, sometimes. And sometimes it's like almost unavoidable if you're instructing or doing a tutorial or something and you can't be moving around, your camera all the time. It's like kind of hard. Kind of difficult. And then sometimes your camera will autofocus and then you'll lose all the detail, which is, happens. Might be happening right now. I don't know. I can't really tell. But it does happen sometimes. Oh, it would be so cute to put some stuff on top of here, but I don't really have room. I can do some more water though. Let's do some water drops. All right, let's do some more of these little sprinklies up here. And then we're going to tackle our flower down there on the lower left part of the page. And then we're gonna be done. Super excited to finish this. I'm gonna do a little volcano. I want to go back to Hawaii. I would love to go back to Hawaii. And places that I love, I always have like this fantasy I want to live someplace. There's other places that I absolutely love, and every time there's a place that I love, I always think, what would it take? What would it take to move there? You know? Like, what exactly? Like, what would be? I'm gonna have a sip of my coffee if you don't mind. Hopefully you don't mind. Now, what would I have to do? How would I have to change? Like, what would be the steps to do it? And then just like, how would you do it? How would you do it? I have thought about this so much in for different places. I've looked, I've gone past just the like, I've gone past the like the soft curiosity phase, and I've looked into some stuff, and not going anywhere right now. So many different reasons to not, there's just so many factors that you look at, and then you're like, oh, maybe that's not everything I would think it would be cracked up to be. So many different factors that go into that, into those thoughts, but they're still little dreams, like, oh, that would be so cool. Or like, you're just reveling in that sort of, I want to say fantasy. I don't know if I like fully think of it like that though. That's the initial thing. But then when you're really thinking about it more, you're like, I'm thinking like realistically now. What's realistic? What is realistic? Okay, let's see where we are here. Let's see where you are, because I want to see what you're seeing. We'll do that. Okay. Let's get this little volcano in here. This is a cute little volcano. Let's go in. See, isn't this pen fun? This is a really good pen. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. See this part of my page. Oh, shoot. I'm going to have to, oop, sorry about that. I'm thinking about reproduction. And I always think about like how much. So I don't want my volcano off the end. So I'm going to reconfigure my volcano over here like that. And we're just going to work with it. Oh, I have a great idea. Oh my gosh. Balance. Balance. Oh, sorry. I'm always going to cry if I have to listen to myself sing off of on a replay. That's no good. Okay. Let's go back to this. And now we're going to do, those like highlights that you get? And then you see the shadows. Let's do that. And this dark ink here that I have, first of all, it's helping to conceal the fact that I made that mistake there. Not a mistake, but I made the errant line that I'm fixing, right? It's all a conversation with yourself. It's fine. I'm just conversing with myself. Okay, I'm thinking about reproduction. I don't want, like, let's say I don't want like that, right? So we have to actually see the other side of the volcano. So this pen, this black, is helping in actually three ways. I'm getting dimension because I'm getting the shadows and the highlights of the volcano. So it actually does look like a volcano, and it will look more like a volcano when I start adding the smoke. It's doing something else. It's balancing my composition look. Remember how I was like, this is really black over here. Oh, look, we have a little black over here too. We have a little black there too. We have a little black there too. So then I'm probably going to look and see what can I do to maybe pump up the sweet spot a little bit, just a little bit, not not so much that I'm going to have another thing to balance, but enough that I am going to um, have some balance in my have the balance that I seek. Always seeking balance. Okay. So let's not look at this line anymore. That line is just hanging out, right? Now we're going to do our smoke, our like little steam and volcano. And then our lines are going to be staggered, like start and stop stagger area. These are more stylized. They don't really look like, I mean, in real life, you're not going to see like, oh, they're like they're like the same amount away from each other, these little staggers, you know, but you get the picture and that's fine. It doesn't have to be like that. And I can do something like that. And I can do something like that. And then that could just be like another mountain behind if it wants to be, or I could remove it and in post. I could remove it in post if I wanted to. So now I'm just going to be pumping up a little bit. We're just going to do a little bit of pumping up because I feel like I want Gus to have a little more. I want Gus to be a little more pumped. Give him a little steroids. Give him a little oil in his tank. Little Gus. Let's do this because that's going to give Gus a little pump. Right? Gus the boss. Give Gus a little bit of, put a little exclamation point, right? On not literally on Gus. Look how cute Gus is. Gus, I love you. You're so cute. I'm going to break out that other pen I was just using. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? We have this one. This is similar. I misplaced it. Oh, there it is. It was somewhere. All right, let me look at my picture in the viewfinder so I know that you can see. And I'm going to do a little bit more gussing. I'm going to do a little more gussing. Gus, I'm just pumping you up a little bit. Just a little bit, not too much, not too much. I wanted to do Gus's wheels. I wanted to give Gus a little bit more structure to Gus. Because when Gus was the first little baby that I did in this whole page. And then I did the sweet spot, which was the second one. And now the sweet spot is looking a little the weak spot to me. So let's put a little flower right there. And we need to connect some of these little lines because this is a little abstract for what I would like it to be readable. So just want to make it a little more like, oh, that's an E. Oh, that's a P. I was doing the drawing with dots thing with the Sharpie yesterday, which I love to do, but you know, sometimes you need a little extra ink to sometimes you need a little extra ink. There we go. Sometimes when I do that too, I like to call it, you might hear me say at some point, like I'm going to make a marker for myself. That's what I'm making a marker is for myself, is just like plotting like making a sketch without making a sketch, you know, like telling yourself what you're like, giving yourself a place to do something in the future, like mapping out what's going to go where. So that's what that's about. Like, say if I was going to take Gus, and if I was working out where I was going to put Gus the bus, I would do like dot, dot. I could do that. I wouldn't necessarily do that, but I don't remember. Could go back and watch and see what did I do before? What did I do yesterday? That's it. Gus is so cute. I want a stuffed Gus. Gus, I want a stuffed Gus. Gus is so cute. So cute. I'm just trying to make these marks to make it clear that this is where the color is on this part of the bus. And I had already shaded this part because I was working from a photo sort of for my reference. So, all right, let's take a look at the picture as is right now. I'm just gonna squeak. I'm gonna make some squeaky noises here with my camera holder. There we go. Wait. There we go. Okay, now we just have to assess. We got to have the accession. The accession. I need to assess. We didn't end up putting our Ohia in there. That's okay. All right, let's see. Let's take our tape off now so we can really get the full on. We want to get the full picture here. This tape is supposed to not rip my paper. I will tell you, it's not always successful at not ripping my paper, but I haven't had it rip yet where it's like, excuse me, tape. You're wrecking my life right now. I haven't had one of those. Here we go. Okay. Squeeze down a little bit. Do that. And I did this crazy tape thing with this back tape situation here. So get that out of the way. Let's get this out of the way. There we go. There's another one I did. That tape off? Okay, good. And here's my lamp where I put my tape. It's my tape lamp. All right. Get some light going. All right. Here is our drawing that we worked from. Things have changed. Some things have stayed the same, just like life. All right, here we are. We have, oh, you know what we're going to do? Let's do this. Let's really make it worth your while because you're still here. Thank you. Let's do this. That's what we got. And this is where we began. And this is where we began. This is where we began. And this is where we are. I could pump these guys up a little bit. I'm looking around this. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because I'm a wild woman. What is wrong with me? Come on, you got to do another live stream at 12:30. What are you doing? These kind of look like little volcanoes too, which I love. That's so cute. Let's give them a little more. All right, I'm feeling more balanced now. That actually did help me a little bit. And I'm also going to do a little star there. And what else are we going to do? We're going to do more. We're going to do a little more here. We're going to do a little more. I'm going to do that. Do that. Do a little star there. And let's give this little guy a little cloud. That's Good. And then I'm just going to do a little last moment of, there we go. Excellent. All right. I think we're done. I think we're done. We're done. Hey, thanks for joining me today. You guys are so awesome. I appreciate you so much. And I'm going to be back at 12:30 today. And I'm going to continue inking something. I'm going to show you in 2 seconds. I'm going to continue this one at 12:30. 12:30 today. We're going to go back to this one, okay? So thank you, and I will see you later. Bye.